What, in your opinion, are the biggest challenges facing District 2 today?
I think Andy Anderson put the case well. It's the inequality. It's that District 2 suffered from a lack of representation for the last 8 years from our trustee, but more than that, it's taken for granted. We have the highest rent to income ratio in the district. We also have some of the highest COVID-19 rates in the district. And we have, the challenges associated with that. We also have some wonderful schools that are taken for granted, that are doing great things for the students. And this is the kind of work that I think the district needs to take more seriously and embrace. Oh, do I have 2 minutes?
You'd like to keep going.
So one of the reasons given for treating D2 so shabbily is under enrollment. The number of students in the D2 is growing, and the number of students in Austin is growing. And I think embracing the charter students and embracing students that are in the area to bring them into enrollment will allow D2 to thrive, and will sort of like begin to allow teachers and staff and families to implement the kinds of programs like dual enrollment, enhanced sped attention, STEM, that students need and desire. And I think by changing the enrollment situation and bringing people in, and perhaps even changing boundaries to allow people to participate in these schools, we can change D2 in kind of a thriving example of what Austin can be.
Thank you. Ophelia, please. And Ophelia, you have the mute on.
Okay, thank you. I also agree with what John was saying. It's about it's equity, high equity and quality education is a priority for our district. We continue to have schools that bring the bar down instead of really challenging our kids. And I think that with this with the pandemic, it has been unveiled of the high inequities in our schools. Because our students are struggling with the virtual tablets and the hotspots, and all of that should have already been taken care of during the shutdown. And so I think it's the equity and ensuring our kids get the best quality education, but it's also helping ensure that all students, which means the special needs students who continue to get left behind, as I did. I graduated from high school being visually impaired, and I had to struggle with my son with special needs and my grandson, and things haven't changed. And so we continue to have to fight for those resources to ensure that the dyslexic, the special needs students don't get left behind, that everybody is given the equal, adequate education in our district.
Thank you, Ophelia. And Andy, the question to you again, what in your opinion are the biggest challenges facing District 2 today?
To me, there are a couple of things that are challenges that are facing District 2. The first is the fact that we have schools within District 2 that AISD may consider under-enrolled because we don't have enough students to fill them. Thus, we're being looked at as to closing those schools or trying to repurpose them for something else. When in actuality, one of the things that we could have done, or that we should be doing, is really looking at changing our boundaries to really balance the load across the district to providing that same quality education no matter which school you go to, whether it be in District 2, 1, or wherever it may be. The other thing that's also impacting District 2 that really kind of goes hand in hand with the city is affordability. A lot of our students they're either moving out of the district because parents cannot afford to live there as well. I think that by working with the city and housing, I think we can try to get more affordability to actually bring back our students to our campuses. That also kind of plays into the hand of charter schools. Charter schools target District 2 because they will say that we have areas where some of our schools are over-enrolled. And so they think, well, if you're in an over-enrolled class, then you're going to want somewhere where you get a little bit more one-on-one learning. Well, in order to really combat that, as a district, it's like that's where the balancing of the boundaries comes into play by really helping out, really putting students in those classrooms that really kind of balance out the district as well. The final thing that really is a challenge to District 2 is our disciplinary. We want to be sure to bring the disciplinary down so that we're not adding to the student to prison pipeline system that is crippling our children and allowing them the opportunity to succeed. So in AISD, if we say all means all, then that means that we need to give District 2 the same resource we need for all the other districts in the district. Thank you.
And candidate Andy, since you brought up school discipline, would you like to speak to SROs, student resource officers, who act as authorities in the school, and how you would like to see that implemented in the future?
The way I would like to see that implemented differently is that school resource officers are just that. They provide a resource to the students. Do you need help with something? Do you know where to go? Is someone causing you problems? It's like, is someone hindering your learning or your education? The student resource officer should not be looked upon as they're the police walking the halls and making sure that, you know, if someone is causing problems, then we send them off to the alternative learning center. We need to be more mindful of the issues that is causing students that are not being able to learn as they should. There needs to be more interventions for students to be able to sit down with a resource specialist to be able to say, what is keeping you from learning the way you want to learn? And by doing so, that will reduce our disciplinary rate, because now we don't have disruptive students in our classes. Now we have students that are willing and are engaged to learn, and that makes us all successful.